I saw it. I witnessed it. Auctioneer has the right to reopen the bid.
Don't listen to Dave. Dave will do anything to undermine me.
Do you still remember Dave Hester from Storage Wars? The guy who made $4 million shouting one word, YUUUP. Have you ever wondered what became of him after he disappeared from television? Think no more. Brace up as we reveal the shocking truth about Dave Hester and how he lost everything, his fortune, his health, and nearly his life. But before we tell you about Dave's devastating fall, you need to understand just how high he'd climb. Because in reality TV, the higher you rise, the harder you fall. And Dave Hester rose higher than almost anyone. Dave Hester was born on July 23, 1964, in Southern California. He grew up around auctions and collectibles because of his father, a military veteran who loved buying and selling antiques. From an early age, Dave followed him to garage sales, swap meets, and auctions. That's where he learned the value of old things and how to spot hidden profit in what most people overlooked. Hester didn't have a privileged background. He worked hard to build everything he had. By the time he was in his 20s, he was already attending local auctions and reselling the items he found. Over time, he gained a reputation for having a sharp eye and strong business instincts. In the 1990s, Dave opened his own auction and consignment business called the Newport Consignment Gallery in Orange County. It specialized in furniture, art, and collectibles. He also ran Rags to Riches thrift store, where he sold items he bought from storage lockers. This early experience of buying low, selling high, and reading competitors prepared him for the opportunity that changed his life. An opportunity that would make one word worth millions of dollars. That would turn Dave into a household name, and that would eventually destroy everything he'd built. That opportunity came in 2010. In 2010, the A&E network developed a new kind of reality show. The idea was simple. Film people who buy the contents of unpaid storage lockers and see if they strike gold or end up with junk. The show was called Storage Wars. It premiered on December 1, 2010, and featured a cast of professional buyers, each with unique personalities and strategies. Right from the first episode, Dave made an impression. He was loud, assertive, and determined to win every auction he entered. His signature call, YUUUP, wasn't just a bid. It became his brand. The show was an instant hit. Viewers loved the mix of competition, luck, and the thrill of discovery. Storage Wars quickly became one of A&E's highest-rated programs. One of the show's most watched clips features Dave locked in a heated bidding war, eventually opening a locker full of antique gas station memorabilia. But as the show's popularity grew, so did the tensions behind the scenes. Now, Dave Hester wasn't just another cast member. He was the engine that drove the show's drama. His YUUUP became a cultural catchphrase.
Yeah!
Fans started printing it on shirts and using it as memes online. Dave himself trademarked the phrase and began selling merchandise based on it. What made Hester different was his experience. Unlike some of his co-stars who were newer to the auction world, Dave had decades of real experience buying and selling. He treated Storage Wars like a business, not entertainment, and that attitude was obvious. He often clashed with other cast members, calling them amateurs or mocking their purchases. But those confrontations made for great television. Many of the show's most watched moments were the bidding wars and verbal exchanges involving Dave. Behind the bravado, though, Dave was a shrewd operator. He knew the value of attention. Every argument, every sarcastic line, every YUUUP kept him at the center of the conversation. But not everyone appreciated his approach. He was the guy everyone hated or loved to hate, and this included the producers. Within 2 years, Dave was making over $100,000 per episode. His net worth hit $4 million. He'd become one of the most recognizable faces on television. But Dave was about to discover something about Storage Wars that the producers didn't want anyone to know, and when he tried to expose it, they destroyed him. By 2012, Storage Wars was one of the most popular shows on A&E. But things took a turn when Dave Hester suddenly disappeared from the cast. The reason, as it turned out, was serious. Dave had filed a lawsuit against the network and the production company, Original Productions. What exactly did Dave discover behind the scenes? And why was he willing to risk everything? His show, his income, his entire reputation, to expose it. Here's what he claimed. Dave accused A&E of faking parts of the show. He claimed that producers planted valuable items in storage lockers to make episodes more exciting. He said the show was staged. and that he was fired after he complained about it. He demanded over $750,000 in damages. The legal war consumed the next 2 years of Dave's life. Court dates, depositions, and legal bills that never stopped coming. Friends say Dave wasn't sleeping. His blood pressure spiked. He was constantly stressed. Doctors warned him, "You need to slow down. This stress is going to kill you." Dave didn't listen. In March 2013, he lost. The judge ordered him to pay A&E $122,000 in legal costs. But Dave kept fighting. By September 2013, he won a small victory. The case could continue. Then in July 2014, both sides settled quietly. The terms were confidential. Nobody knows what Dave got, if anything. But the damage was already done. After leaving Storage Wars, Dave focused on rebuilding his business. He continued working in the auction and appraisal world, running Dave Hester auctions and providing consultation services. But life away from the cameras wasn't easy. April 17, 2018, a Tuesday morning. Dave was at his home office in Newport Beach, going through paperwork for an estate auction. Coffee on the desk getting cold. Spreadsheets open. It felt like just another day, until something unexpected happened. The pen dropped from his hand. He tried to pick it up. Nothing. His fingers wouldn't respond. When he tried to stand, his left leg buckled. Dave Hester, the man who dominated auction floors for 40 years, collapsed face first onto his kitchen tile. He tried to reach his phone, 6 feet away. But at that moment, it had been 6 miles. His left side was paralyzed. He couldn't move his arm, couldn't even drag himself forward. Then he tried to yell for help, but when he opened his mouth, the words came out wrong, slurred, backwards, and scrambled. Dave Hester, the man famous for one word, YUUUP, couldn't speak. He lay there alone for 18 minutes. 18 minutes wondering if this was how it ended. Not in a bidding war, not in a courtroom, here, alone, unable to move, speak, or call for help. His business partner found him and called 911. Paramedics rushed him to Hoag Hospital. The diagnosis was a left hemisphere stroke, severe. The blood clot had blocked oxygen to his brain. The doctor said, "If you'd waited another hour, you wouldn't have made it." Dave had survived. Barely. He spent 3 days unconscious in intensive care. When he woke up, his left side still wasn't responding. And for 2 months, Dave Hester couldn't say YUUUP, the word that had made him millions, the word he'd trademarked. Gone. When it finally came back, it was different, quieter, hesitant. The battle cry was now barely a whisper. The bills started arriving immediately. Over $200,000 in medical expenses. Add the $122,000 from the lawsuit. Over $320,000 in debt. His businesses couldn't survive without him. The Newport Consignment Gallery closed in 2019. His auction contracts evaporated. Clients didn't want to work with someone who couldn't speak clearly. At the height of his career, Dave Hester was worth $4 million. By 2020, most of it was gone. The lawsuit had cost him $122,000, but the stroke cost him everything else. He became less active on social media and rarely appeared in public events. Fans occasionally spotted him at small auctions in California. But the man who once dominated TV screens was now living quietly, far from the spotlight. Those who knew him say he became more private, more cautious, and less concerned with fame. For months, Dave Hester vanished completely. No social media posts, no auction appearances, no interviews. The silence was deafening. Fans started asking, "What happened to Dave? Is he okay?" Online forums filled with speculation. Some said he'd died from stroke complications. In 2020, a gossip website claimed Storage Wars star Dave Hester dead at 56. Fans posted tributes. R.I.P. Dave Hester. For weeks, thousands believed he was gone. But Dave wasn't dead. He was alive, recovering, rebuilding privately. The man who once couldn't go anywhere without being recognized had become so invisible that people believed he'd died. Today, at 60 years old, Dave Hester is less a television star and more a veteran operator. He operates as an independent auctioneer and appraiser, helping clients value estates and collectibles. He's also been involved in charity auctions and community events, quite a far cry from the cutthroat bidding wars that made him famous. Though he no longer has the massive following he once did, Hester has remained connected to the industry that gave him his start. Occasionally, rumors surface online suggesting he might return to Storage Wars if the show is revived again. When asked about it in interviews, he never completely shuts down the idea. His typical response is short and familiar. YUUUP, anything's possible. Whether he returns or not, his presence still lingers in the show's legacy. Even after years away, fans continue to associate Storage Wars with Dave Hester's voice and attitude. Dave Hester's story is one of ambition, controversy, and resilience. He started from humble beginnings, turned his passion for auctions into a business, and eventually became one of reality television's most recognizable personalities. But fame came with a price. Legal battles, health scares, and financial losses reshaped his life in ways few could have imagined. And yet, through it all, he never completely disappeared. Hester remains active in the industry he loves, still doing what he's always done: buying, selling, and finding value where others don't see it. He may not have the fame or fortune he once did, but his influence on Storage Wars and on the world of storage auctions is undeniable. So what do you think? Did Dave deserve better? Or did he write his own fate? Do you think he'll ever be on our screens again? Let us know in the comments below. The next one might surprise you. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give a like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.